An officer in Appleton, Wisconsin responds to a house for a reported animal abuse and domestic assault. When he arrives, he finds a man and woman arguing in the driveway.
You mind coming over here?
Wisconsin,
Anybody
this is
inside?
my
Okay.
state.
You guys mind just hanging out there for a second for me? You want to come over here and tell me kind of what's going on?
We have been separated for over a year. His dog is pissing and all over my house. Devils.
Okay.
Take your dog.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. Let's
Was
step
that
down here.
escalated
why did
quickly?
you- no,
I mean,
No, I want to talk
they're
to you and
cutting
get your
some stuff
side.
out, I think. But
I got another officer here
I'm
that's
sure it's
gonna
just
talk.
redundant.
For what?
What's your first name?
Fuck, that's my first name.
Well, I just want to see what's going on.
He won't take
Yeah,
his
this is a-
dog. And it's only my responsibility, but it's the family dog. I said take her right now. I can't. I live in an apartment. Oh, well, then it's just on me?
He lives in an apartment?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's lived in an apartment for over a year now.
Okay. And you've been watching the dog?
I've been solely responsible for his dog.
She is
He
pissed.
hasn't paid for food. He's not helping me replace carpets, clean carpet. Take your dog. And then he pulls this shit in front of her to be like, oh, well, mommy's gonna get rid of the dog. And you want to talk about weaponizing?
Can we have this conversation without you screaming?
There's
I'm
so
I'm
much
I'm
going
over
on
it.
here.
I'm so over it.
I don't know if she's under influence. I think
understand
she
you
might
want to
just
take
be
the
like
dog.
at
What
her
led
wit's
things to
end.
escalate today?
I'm sure there's
I
grains of
told him to
truth.
take his dog and his response
in what
was,
she's
well,
saying,
you need
but-
to have the kids help you clean more around the house. Has nothing to do with the dog.
Okay.
So I said, take the dog. Take her. Put her in her car and go.
Do you want to have a second come in here and then you'll be able to talk to him?
Yeah.
So your biggest concern is you're just done watching this dog, right? You want him to take it?
Is it
Is
his
that
dog
I'm tired
or
of hearing
your shared
what a
dog?
fucking piece of shit I am while he does nothing for this damn animal. Nothing.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
money
it's
for
a shared
food,
animal.
Nothing. I have to find a babysitter for her if I want to leave. He can go whoever the he wants.
What's your guys' relationship since he lives in an apartment?
The gambling dog,
Okay.
shared
The one that's
child.
over there?
Yes. But he can say, no, I'm not taking the dog. And I'm like, well, and I don't know where she's going to go. And then I'm the bad guy.
Did you both used to live in this house?
Yes.
Are you married or not?
No, never married. 8 years.
So is this just verbal or you get physical today?
Oh, maybe she is. I think she's just
What's that?
done.
Does he look
Emotionally
fine?
That's
dysregulated.
not what I was asking. I was
No,
asking
it did not
what's-
get physical.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Do you have an ID on you at all?
I don't know if they buy it
Otherwise, I'll
though.
just write down your
I
name.
don't.
No, I don't have my ID on me.
There's the neighbor
Called
walking by.
Honestly, I'm not sure right now.
Yeah, right.
It's just
Ma'am, what's your name?
he's eavesdropping in the background.
I don't have to answer that.
No, we're gonna need your name, so let's just start. I can write it down. You don't have to get your ID.
Can I just go in my house? Am I under arrest?
You're not able to go in
Why
your
is
house
she
right
going
now.
after the cops?
Right now,
Am I
Unless,
under
unless
arrest?
something
You are
was cut
detained
out.
right
Why?
I don't.
I'm detained?
yes.
For what?
For we're
Besides
investigating this
externalizing
incident.
blame on
We're
them,
making a lot of
What
communication.
incident?
The reason we were called here.
Because I want him to take his dog? That's why you were called here. Because I'm upset. I want him to take his dog. That's why you're called.
There's a disturbance
It's
we're
not
called
about
here
the
for.
dog.
That's all I know
I'm
at
just
this point.
gonna
I'm trying to
throw
get more
that out
from you.
there.
Yeah, the disturbance is motherfucker won't take his dog.
We need you to calm down so
my
we can
God.
talk through this.
What's your name? Can you have a seat on the curb for me, please?
No.
She is
Right
fuming
now, we're
right
just trying to
now.
get
My
your name
God.
so that we can work through this and investigate and figure out what happened. Maybe nothing happened. We don't know that yet.
Okay. Yeah. Before they probably arrest her, because she's probably charging after the husband or ex-boyfriend or whatever. So the conflict focal point is kind of the dog here, but it's not about the dog. It's never just about the dog. It's usually the tip of the iceberg, and there's probably co-parenting issues as a kid. You know, financial stuff. There was gambling mentioned. There's like paying for the carpet mentioned. So there's all this laundry list of issues in her mind, but she's sort of on this anchor point or focal point of the dog, which, you know, it could be, it's possible he is leveraging the dog as a means of emotional abuse or like coercive control, post separation coercive control. I don't think so, though, based on her behavior and what we're seeing so far. I mean, granted, again, it's a one snapshot in time sort of thing, but it's probably a combination of a lot of different things. And there are probably some grains of truth, and there usually is in these situations where she is alleging a lot of things that he's not doing, during the separation. So it's very possible there are, grains of truth there. It is possible that he is, leaving the dog there and using that as a means to keep his hooks in her, but I don't buy it at this point from her side. And the cops aren't either here.
No, stop. Stop. Stop.
My daughter is watching you. No, I'm not.
Go to the ground.
No. Stop.
Is that a kid in the background? A kid?
Oh, you mother. Get the f off my neck.
Jesus Christ, this is fucked.
Yeah, she'll get off of you, asshole. Oh, shut up. This is what you want.
That's depressing.
We're gonna roll you toward me. You're gonna sit up. Stand up.
Stop.
So, like, her, affective dysregulation, emotional dysregulation is,
What the f am I
I don't think she's on something. I think she's
You're gonna have a
just
seat in the squad.
going through it emotionally.
Do you want to stand by with Lottie? Kind of tell me what happened today.
So I was at work, got out at 3. And
So
I came
here's
over
the
here
ex.
because it was
And
my
then
night.
he was trying to make the dog go out on the street.
Oh, did she watch that? That's not great.
I came over here because it would be my night to have her, and she has recently said stuff about wanting to get rid of the dog. Today, places aren't open. You can't make any calls. I told her I will call tomorrow. Inside, she was saying something about, I can't take this anymore. There's pissing everywhere.
Where's she going after?
Please, I have to get my son.
Yeah, I got one.
Rap. The rap.
I'm all along the way.
Like a straight jacket.
What the f is going on?
You're getting wrapped.
What?
You're getting put in a wrap.
What's that?
You're being further restrained
Why?
because you're kicking the window and you almost broke the window.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I have to get my son.
Gonna lay on your stomach first, then, or what?
There's a f***ing hurting me. You kneeled on my f***ing head.
We're gonna have you lay down on your stomach.
Imagine being like the neighbor watching out the window at this. This is like.
I hate you. I hate you. These are
I'd start thinking. I'd start looking at Zillow at this point if I was a neighbor, like,
We're gonna adjust cuffs. Just stay cooperative here.
because this isn't gonna get better.
You're cutting off my circulation and I can't even feel my thumb. Oh, okay,
Good neighbor.
I'm fine. So are you.
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
It's a nicer neighborhood too.
Ridiculous. Ow!
Domestics happen in all different classes. A lot more than you'd think too.
What is her name?
Okay, really quick. So one thing I want to call out here, this is like a nicer neighborhood. So, like my day job, I work with men who have used domestic violence, and women use domestic violence too, just like men do in some cases. Men do use it at a higher rate for physical domestic violence or abuse, but we don't know what's going on here. But one thing here is it's a nicer neighborhood, and so people sometimes think, people of a lower socioeconomic status, they're the ones who do domestic violence, and that's not true. There's plenty of people that I've worked with over the years, hundreds that make lots of money and have a higher social class job, if you will, and they do domestic violence too. And in these situations, what I've found and seen is that for men and women who are of a higher socioeconomic status, their biggest impact of a domestic violence charge isn't the court fees, isn't sort of that side of thing, the jail maybe even, where she's probably headed. It's actually the reputational damage and embarrassing themselves in front of their neighbors. And we saw the guy in the background walking by, people driving by, it's the middle of the day. So the neighbors are going to be talking about this. It's going to be in their local, group chat or Facebook group or what have you of, what happened here. And that's, again, something she'll probably, bring up down the road if she is in a jurisdiction. I'm not sure about this part of Wisconsin, if they do have to do sort of therapy as a outcome for getting a domestic violence charge here, if that's what she gets charged with, alleged.
So during the argument today
I'm sure.
with the dog, did she hit you at all?
She didn't hit me. She was coming at me.
Did she push you? Anything like that?
I mean, she got right up to me.
Okay, I didn't put that dragon balls either.
Has anything happened
just so you
like
know.
this in the past?
Yeah,
That's
she
unnecessary.
came to my apartment.
Midwest
and-
safety. I think this is from.
Yeah, with her right there. And that was because I started talking to another female while she's engaged to another guy.
How long ago
Oh,
was this?
there it is.
When class
A year ago?
Okay, the kid there, I got. I'll talk about that
Jacqueline
thing.
in the back.
I got mixed feelings
her
about it.
malfunction?
You'd have to ask her.
What
Physically
is
resisting and
malfunction?
verbally not happy.
Today, did you
she's
feel like she
done
was
this
going to attempt to hurt you in any way?
I don't know. When she gets mad, she loses it. I wasn't going to take any chances. I kept backing up and saying, just stay away from me.
and she tried
Her
putting
stuff?
the dog in his car.
That's a young
But
kid, too.
You can't have dogs and cats.
I think the anger's gone and
Her
now
boyfriend's
the.
either going to beat my ass or kill me. I know that because now that she's arrested, he's going to find out. He will come after me. I guarantee it.
Okay. Who is
Longer
her
left of this
boyfriend?
video.
His name is Tyrell. He lives in Mississippi. He's a truck driver.
Oh,
he
shit.
has made threats towards me already.
This is like.
He was on a call with Mom and Tyler started conflict.
So I got that to it.
Fuck.
Does he even know where you live?
Yeah, because Mom has brought him there to pick you up.
Go ahead, walk forward.
Okay, really quick. So we got an ex-boyfriend who's going to be coming in here and like, I was in trouble. Okay, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. But with the child there, so obviously children shouldn't be privy or see the conflict and this level of emotional dysregulation from mom, and then like the kids like, you know, offering up. Oh my god. So I mean, like the reality is, and like what I tell people when I work with them is like, yeah, don't have your kids present from your fighting. Don't do this, don't do that, don't have your kids. But the reality is, kids do see and hear these things, and that's really unfortunate. So, yes, they should not be there. They should not be witnessing or seeing any of this. But at the same time, you as a parent, if they do witness this, need to explain and kind of talk through some of the dynamics and some of the whys of situations like this. And as the cops, different police departments have different sort of policies for how they interview or interview children, and it depends on the police department and how they do that. The kid being there with the dad, yes, the kid could be saying things because the dad's there. That's not true if the mom was there. So there is some, kind of suspect, testimony being offered there, if you will, if you want to call it that. So yeah, I don't love that, but at the same time, it's, the reality of it for a lot of kids.
Hello. Jacqueline, domestic DC and obstruction.
And then I'm assuming you'll be taking the dog at this point. I understand that you can't have.
Take the dog. I'm not allowed to have a dog in my apartment.
What is the dog's name?
Gertie.
I'm not sure if this is something that we can work out, but what we can do is we can have one of our community service officers come down and they can take Gertie. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly how we would be able to work it out, but basically they would
This
be
is
able
so
to
common.
take it to a shelter.
When there's a
I
breakup.
don't think that means
And a
it would
dog
be
is
placed
like-
for adoption. You would be
like a
getting rid of it.
child
I don't
is,
think it means
you know,
any of that.
source of a
That's
lot of
something that I would have to
problems.
check
I'm
on.
gonna have to get rid of the dog because I can't afford an apartment or house that lets me have a dog. I know Saving Paws is one of the no-kill shelters in the area. That was where I was going to call and see if I could bring the dog tomorrow.
Do you want me to see if I can get one of our CSOs down here to take the dog, basically, so you don't have to worry about
If that's an option.
Gertie?
Yeah.
Basically, it's not going to be up for adoption or anything. Just essentially safekeeping.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, sounds good. So depending on when you guys
I'm
get
not
it,
sure
it's
how that
$20
works, the
a day
animal
with the dog
shelter
at
side of
FEHA.
things,
It's in
but-
good hands, though. They're not gonna send it away or anything like that. They'll just keep it there. I'll notify them on the note that you guys will pick it up when you can. Okay.
About a month later, Tyrell, the woman's boyfriend who has allegedly threatened her ex-boyfriend multiple times, arrives in town and calls one of the officers that was present that day to their house, and he is not happy.
It's not gonna
Mr.
go well.
What can I do for you?
Okay. Before we hear from the Tyrell guy from Mississippi here, so I'm in Wisconsin. So the way it works in Wisconsin is there's different tiers. Different states are different with this, but there's like a disorderly conduct, which is kind of a catch-all. You know, if somebody's, you know, breaching the peace or kind of being a troublemaker, they'll get charged with that. Then there's like a disorderly with a domestic enhancer, which it sounds like that's what this is going to be. Then there's like domestic battery, and then it kind of goes up from there at different levels as well. So there's that. And like with this, what we're seeing right here of like the ex-boyfriend or the new boyfriend or new partner being a character in the story. This happens a lot. You know, I've had several cases, too many now, where essentially people go for revenge and they beat up or rob or burglarize, you know, somebody who reported a domestic violence charge. And I'm not sure if it was the ex-boyfriend who reported the domestic or not, but it happens a lot more than you'd think. And like I come from like a, you know, upper white middle class, you know, family, surprise maybe if you can tell by looking at me. But you know, I guess I was like insulated for many years thinking that shit doesn't happen. Oh boy, does it. Happens a lot. And maybe you watching this know that for a fact. But I was surprised and I didn't really catch on or learn that this is a thing where people will again have friends or new partners beat up, you know, their partner for reporting or snitching on a domestic, you know, for example. It happens a lot more than you'd think. And I can't share stories, you know, because of confidentiality, but
What's going on?
happens more than you think.
Charges that's been brought up on her, and domestic abuse charges that's been brought
Yeah,
up
that's exactly
on her.
what's happening.
Now, is this the DA coming up with this?
So this is basically an affidavit that has come from the DA's office.
Being a truck
this
driver
ain't
from
y'all's
Mississippi
words.
angle, I would
This
say, no.
is essentially our report with some changes. So this is basically the combination of my report and Officer Lottie's report.
All right, but like I said, well, you know, you took her to the ground. You didn't lose your balance and fall on her. You did take her to the ground, but
How do
what's
you
this
know
boy-
that?
This other right here, the abuse charges, domestic abuse that was added by the DA. Both parties, everybody clearly said that nobody hit each other.
Right. So there doesn't
It's not
have to
just
be any
phy- yep,
physical
it's not just
contact for there
physical.
to be a domestic violence charge. So domestic violence is an enhancer to a charge.
bingo.
Explain to me what the crime was.
So that's what she's
That
charged
would be
with, domestic
disorderly
with
conduct. So
disorderly
right here where
enhancer.
it says disorderly conduct,
Right.
domestic abuse. So that's the enhancer. The crime is disorderly conduct.
But she's also being charged with domestic abuse.
That's the enhancer.
How was that enhanced though? Because like I said, yeah, there was an argument. Yeah, she was to her wits' end. You know, all she wanted was the dog gone. But I don't understand this domestic abuse. How can that be enhanced to a domestic abuse? Nobody put hands on it. It was his dog.
Not
And
just
what
domestic.
gives the DA the
In
right to
Wisconsin's a
change the
mandated
statements?
arrest state,
So
so
it's not that they changed the statements, it's
And
just
charge.
that they added it so it's more readable. Like where it says Officer Howard in my report, it'll say I. So it's not that they're changing the
Yeah.
verbiage of the reports other than the names.
So I got another question.
Okay.
You felt in fear for your safety.
Well, really quick, a DA can add additional charges. So the police recommend charges, but the DA or the ADA is the person, a lawyer that works for the state that actually will charge things. And they'll take things off and they'll add things when there's a formal charge being
Safety
brought.
and the safeties
The
of
cops
others?
just kind of recommend.
So it was
things.
the safety of others was a big concern that I had. So it wasn't just
more to it than that,
of
but
mine,
that's
but
the
it was
gist.
also her elevated demeanor. When we talk about the excessive emotional tension and exaggerated movement, that changes how we're going to treat a situation. Does that make a little bit of sense?
I mean, we had the conversation.
He's
I
doing a
think
good
things
job
could have been
trying to
handled differently. And if you,
this
I mean,
guy
if you'd have
down.
known the whole both sides of how the different things was, it probably would have been handled differently. What do I need to do to get her to turn?
So I can't give any legal advice, but there are a lot of options.
Yeah,
as
you're
far
kind of
as
dancing on that
attorneys.
earlier.
So
there,
I need to go to the
officer.
DA's office in the morning.
Yeah, I
Where's
would.
that at?
This right here is actually the front entrance. So you got to walk
Okay, he's
in
being
these
pretty
doors
good,
and then you go
the
through
cop.
metal detectors.
He
and then
is
they'll
getting
get
a
you pointed
little-
in the right direction. So if you go there and you ask for
What
the
do you
DA
do?
assigned to this case,
This is
they'll
probably
be able
a
to help you out a lot
outside
better.
of the box
Is there
situation
anything
for
that I
the
might be
cop,
able to
but-
do to help you out tonight?
What is y'all laws on like simple assault? What is y'all simple assault deal? Because if I go over there and I beat the shit out of some of them to try to say she was beating a fucking dog that she took care of forever, that never happened, or hit this dude that both parties said never hit.
He has made threats towards me already.
If I go over there and I smack the hell out of them, I get arrested. I pay my $450.
Yeah, he's getting his intent out there
Depends on
body
a
cam.
couple of different things. It can be a misdemeanor or felony.
Oh, open hand.
Oh. What-
What an
Like, I hate
idiot!
liars,
Why are
bro.
you?
I hate bullshit. I hate liars.
I mean, like,
I hate it. It's
I'm
just-
sure
it
there's some
ain't where I come
bullshit
from.
coming from the
Sarah, I'll be
ex-boyfriend,
honest
but
with you, I can only go on what the information is that I have at the time.
Right.
don't admit to the cop and ask
The
them their
officer then turns
advice
his
for...
body cam off to speak with Tyrell, likely advising him against attacking the neighbors who called the police.
I sure hope so.
Jacqueline was charged with disorderly
Yeah, there's
conduct
the
with a domestic
background,
abuse
the court
modifier and
records
resisting
for
obstructing.
Wisconsin.
She took a plea deal, pleading guilty to the disorderly conduct charge with the domestic abuse modifier in exchange for the resisting obstructing charge to be dismissed. She was ordered to pay $450 in court costs.
Yep. Okay. There is the penalty here. So $450 and criminal record too. So this isn't uncommon where you have like a resisting charge, and cops don't always feel great about this. When we saw her behavior, they arrest her, but then that charge of her putting up that behavior with them was just dismissed. So that's how that goes. But one thing I do want to end on is that it is so common in these domestic violence abuse situations during a breakup or separation where there's a pet involved and they're put at in danger, in vulnerability. So for women, it's incredibly dangerous. For men, it is also dangerous, especially though so for women. But then for pets again. So one study found that in 50% of abuse situations, when there's a pet involved, there was some physical abuse done to that pet. And in some cases, the pet was killed. And, it's because there's a lot of reasons why, but, I've seen it so many times where it's people using the pet as a pawn in an emotional mind game, essentially. And they're trying to harm that other person. They're trying to keep their hooks on that other person, or they're there, to hurt the pet because they have this anger and frustration of the relationship failing, of them failing. So they take it out on the pet. And sometimes they take it out on children, the other person as well. So really unfortunate. I'm hopeful that the pet got some help and was returned back to their owner, and the owner was good to it, and that for the boyfriend, the guy from Mississippi, like not what are you doing, man? Like don't be doing that. So some mental health services are needed, I think, in that situation. And that's all, folks. Thank you for watching. I'm curious in the comments, have you ever dealt or seen anything like this case before, with the pet being in the middle, or the new boyfriend threatening to beat up the ex-boyfriend, or anything like that? I'm always curious the different directions these things can go. So that's all for now. Toodles.